that knows that love I deserve. As people, we put walls up because we are afraid of getting hurt. As people, we put our hearts on ice because we've been hurt by our past. Not necessarily always a relationship with love. It's been a family member, a friend, or just being disappointed by life, period. I am she that went on dates alone to understand me. I am she that understands my power. I am she. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? I know it's been a while, but this is your girl, Sheena, the author of the book called The Mask Behind the Mask and the author of Unveil the Broken Pieces of the Mask. And welcome to Testimonial Tuesday. As always, we always appreciate y'all for stopping by and coming and stepping in. And today we have a special guest with us, Miss Nadia. How are you, ma'am?
Hey, Queen. I'm doing great. How are you?
I am awesome. It is great to have you just stop by Testimonial Tuesday. Can you tell us a little bit of who you are and where you're from?
Absolutely. First off, thank you so much for having me today, and happy International Women's Day. Woo woo! All right, but I am Nadia Francois. I am the CEO of What's Your Superpower Digital Media Company. I am also a visionary of a couple of anthologies, a beautypreneur, and a nonprofit founder.
Love it. What is this beautypreneur? Now, what do beautypreneur mean?
Beautypreneur means, first off, I'm a hairstylist of over 20 years. And so beautypreneur is the term that I use because I have other businesses under my beauty umbrella, which is my hair care line. And I'm also an educator for beauty professionals in the industry. And so I have some products and books and ebooks, different things that I offer to professionals as well via my online store. So those are the businesses that I have based on my beauty endeavors.
I love it. I love it. Now, how did you get into like creating your own like products? Like, how did that come about?
The hair products?
Yeah, the hair products.
Well, about 2 years ago, I found out that I had hyperthyroid. Well, my hair was shedding profusely, like unreal. And it got like really, really short all around my edges. And I was just like, what is going on? It was breaking very badly. So I found out that I had hyperthyroidism, which later has turned into Graves' disease, but that is a condition that causes your hair to fall, shed, be brittle, dry. My texture has really changed. Well, it's better now, but back then my texture had changed and all of that. And so I went on this search for something to help me with my hair. And of course, being a beauty professional, I knew all of the things that I could use, but honestly, a lot of them weren't working, right? And so I started doing research on some products, and one of my mentors ended up calling me and saying, how do you feel about having your own hair care line? And I was like, well, I kind of didn't want to because it's a lot of work, but being that my hair's falling out right now, I'll try anything, And so she had connected with this wonderful chemist that formulated some all natural products, and that's who we use to do our product line. We have several different formulas that we work with, from the base all the way up to growth, men's, children's. So we have a good full line of hair products that started with me losing my hair, and now it has grown and my texture is back. My flow is back, even though I got on braids today. My flow is back, and that's a confidence booster anyway, because when you start to lose your hair or anything that God put in you, it's not a good feeling. And so being able to do that really, kind of pick me up, help me to feel better about myself. And of course, with me being a beautypreneur, a beauty lady, this is what I do, make people feel good about themselves. So I started offering the product to my client. I started using it on my clients first. And then once the pandemic hit, I had to offer it to them to use at home because we couldn't work. So it worked out really well.
Absolutely. Now, how would people be able to get in touch with you as far as to connect with the products? Because I know a lot of people that could reach out to you and be like, oh my God, because we all, like you said, me as women, our hair is like,
Yeah.
a
And
major thing.
as we get older, a lot of different factors come
Mm-hmm.
about that make us lose our hair, right?
Right.
Some of it can be genetics, some of it can be bad maintenance from past styling, some of it can be from your medication, some of it can
Mm-hmm.
be from stress. So there's several reasons that we as women lose and men lose our hair as we get older. But you can always go to www.crownandskin.com, and our products are there. We also have a skincare line. So all of that is there. Crownandskin.com.
That is awesome. Now, I remember you saying that you said that you started losing your hair because of, what was it, your thyroids?
Yes, hyperthyroidism,
Hyperthyroids. And then you said it turned into what again?
Graves' disease.
Graves' disease. So, going down that journey of learning that the hypothyroids and the Graves' disease, like how did you manage finding that out and dealing with the concepts of having these things? Because like me personally, I deal with my own health conditions, so I know it can be a task, especially being a business owner, being a preneur of a lot of things.
Right.
Just how did that journey, how
Actually, it was difficult
right.
because at that time, I had a medical transportation company, right?
Okay.
And so when I started the business, I was just the owner. Then as time dwindled down, things start happening in the economy and otherwise, I began being a driver as well. And so that is really how I discovered that I had hyperthyroidism,
Mm,
because I was in a car accident. Someone hit me in the back when I was driving my van. And when I had to go for the MRI, that's how they discovered that I had hyperthyroidism. But I had been suffering with the symptoms for years, literally years, like being overheated,
mm-hmm.
um, having a very elevated heart rate, of
Okay.
course, the hair loss. My energy level is depleted very early in the daytime. And so those different factors, even though I was still working through them, all of that was effects of the hyperthyroidism.
Wow. That's amazing. And still yet here we still going, and you're still working multiple different jobs.
Yes, tired and
Yeah.
all, but
Right.
God is good. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, once they found out what was going on,
Mm-hmm.
I was able to get some specialists and everything on it. They got me on medication, which I'm not a big advocate of
Right.
medication. I'm just not, but I also want to feel better, right? And
Right.
so I did what I was instructed, took my medication. It took about a year for my levels to get back to normal. Yes.
Mm,
And so just going through that made me realize, you know, if you can keep going through all of that,
right.
then God has something for you to do. So that is what motivates me to keep going, keep pushing, no matter, I'm not going to say no matter how I feel, because we have to take into account our health,
Yeah.
right?
Some days we
And
gotta
our
listen to the
goals.
body.
Yes, because you'll be setting yourself back further if you
Right.
don't just rest, take your meds, do what you have to do what the doctor says until you can do better, right?
Right.
Because I'm gonna just be honest as well. On my journey of doing my show and interviewing wonderful ladies, I have ran across a holistic wellness practitioner that actually cured herself of
Mm.
the same exact ailment that I have. And so
Okay.
my goal for this year is to get with her to start working on a more natural pathway.
Right.
So
And
yeah,
that's so awesome. Like, sometimes we do have to find other ways besides medication to, because
yeah,
sometimes the medication does a lot. It does a lot to the body,
it does. And the
and
side effects, girl,
right.
are
Absolutely.
sometimes worse than what you're actually treating, right?
Right. Absolutely. Because, like, some of these medications, like, they basically compromise your immune system. So then it's like you're liable to catch anything. And then
Yes.
that's just, it's a lot.
Worse off. Yep.
It's a lot.
Yes.
So, we call this Testimonial Tuesday. And I know your journey didn't just start as just a driver. So we've all
No.
had a testimony, and we've all had something that, we had to come from the bottom from, you know. And, could you just kind of briefly tell people a
Yeah,
little bit
I'll
about
give a
your
little bit of
testimony?
background on my story. I definitely
Yes.
will. So, my testimony today is about raising my four sons as a single parent for the past 15 years. I have raised them with my entrepreneurial pay and all of the things that we just talked about. Um, but God kept me through all that. That is my testimony. As parents, we never know what to expect. There's no book or guide to teach you anything about parenting. You just have to do what you got to do, right?
Right.
And raising, and I have four sons, so it was definitely a big struggle to raise them on my own as a single woman. But what I did when I really had to deal with it, because once I was married, right? So I was married to their father, and our marriage didn't work out. So we divorced. And when we divorced, he divorced the kids as well. And so, right. And so going through the fact that he and I were divorcing, but how can you just leave your kids and not
Right.
do nothing? I mean,
Nothing.
yeah, over the years, it got to the point of, you know, don't worry, because you thinking they're worried about paying money and all. Don't
Mm-hmm.
worry about the money. Just come get your kids.
Right.
So, but still that didn't do anything. But once I caught my head and healed and really grasped what I had in front of me, I had to make a decision to first off trust God, and then dedicate those kids back to him, right? Because that was the only help that I had.
Right.
I'm an only child. I mean, I have my parents, but they have their
Yeah.
own life. They have their own
Right.
bills. They have their own responsibilities. And they help me. Don't get me wrong. My
Mm-hmm.
grandmothers help me. But ultimately, those are my children, right? And
Right.
so, I just decided that I would dedicate them, give them to God. Like, show them what he wants them to see and how he wants them to grow in the word, and bring them to church, and put them around positive people and positive men that they can just have a model for, since there was none in the home. And that's what I did. And being able to do that, God literally carried us in his hands all these years, because I know it wasn't me. I know it wasn't me. And now today, my children are 20,
Mm-hmm.
19, and 15. And so, with that being said, I just want to encourage a single mother that doesn't know how she's going to make it, or feel like she doesn't know how she's going to make it with her children or her child by herself. You can do this. Focus on God. Put your focus on God. Bring your babies to the church house, or to, to the altar, wherever, whatever your religious thing is. Keep your kids covered in that, because that is the only way that you are going to be able to show them what their life is supposed to be. Show them the promises of God. Show them that they are royalty. Show them that they do not lack anything, everything that they need to survive, to make it, to be destined for greatness is already built in them. And when you do that as a parent, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to go anything through anything. It doesn't mean that your kids aren't going to do things that you may not be proud of. But what it means is, even if they go astray, when they catch their head, they will get back on the straight and narrow. And so, like I said, just to encourage another woman, they don't stay small forever, right? They grow up and they are able to help you. They are able to support you. They are able to do a lot of things that we can't see when they are small. So, be encouraged, sisters, be encouraged.
Absolutely. Now, a question for like, because you might have some single moms that might be stay-home moms. Being that we are in the entrepreneurial world, how do what's advice that you could give them about starting a business, or figuring out what type of business they might want to get into? Because sometimes people just don't know where to start.
Yeah, absolutely. So I always, first off, when you are trying to decide what type of business you want to open, start to think of something that you can do, that you love to do, right? I feel like businesses that are built on your passion are those that last, because you're always going to go back. Like me with doing hair, a, a long time ago, I didn't even realize that doing hair was my passion. I just thought that it was my gift, right? And which is another good thing. It's not bad that it's a gift, but I didn't value it, right? I did it on the side. I always pushed hair to the side. I'll put it like that.
Hmm. You
But
didn't never make it in the forefront.
right. And I never, even in owning other businesses, it was rare that I mentioned that I did hair, right? And so, and only because it's like second nature to me. So it's more of a therapy for me than anything. But once I realized what I was doing is, it's therapy for the clients as well. Like, it's helping people from behind the chair. And
Mm-hmm.
so embracing that showed me that doing hair was my passion, right? And not
Right.
running from it. Because even when I ran to everything else I ran to, I still ended up back behind that chair. And so seek out what you are passionate about, something you love to do, something that you will get burnt out on some things, but that's determined by your schedule and your actions. But something that you love to do will not have you weary. So think on that level, right? And then to get started, you can always go to my website. Of course, I have free resources for startup, but to get started, I always tell all business owners, if this is going to be a legitimate business, make sure that you go through the steps to legitimize your business, which is getting your EIN number, registering with your state Secretary of State to become a legal business, y'all. Just popping up with a website is not a business, okay? That is a hobby with the website.
Right.
So you want to get all of your business in order. Because the thing about starting a business, if you started half A, you started half A, then it's going to continue to grow half A. And you don't want that. When you build a business, you want your foundation to be solid. You want all of your ducks in a row because you don't want to have to go backwards. You don't want to have to hustle backwards. You want to hustle forward and upward, right? So you make sure that all of that is straight, because once you do it, that's something you don't ever have to touch again unless you change something in your business. So make sure that your foundation is solid, and then that sets you up for growth and maturation within your business. And then another thing I just want to mention, just like we raise our children, we have to raise our businesses. So you have to nurture that business. You have to put money into that business. You have to put time into that business, and you do not give up whatever you do. If it's truly your passion, if it's truly something you want out of life, then you have to go through it, all the bumps, all the lumps, everything, all the mountains, all the valleys. But remember, God is there with you. Pray about your business, tithe on your business income, and dedicate your business to God. Be a kingdom entrepreneur, because we are taking over in the marketplace, and that is where you need to be.
All right, now I hope y'all all grabbing them gems. And how she said, you can go check up on our website. She got some free information. It
Yes.
ain't too many people giving you free business information, so y'all better run and go get that information for free, because it ain't too often it's freebies from too many people. And she has several businesses that is successful. So please definitely reach out, follow her, find out how you can connect to get that business 101 etiquette is
Yes.
what
And
I wanted to say.
I also have a couple of broadcasts that I do in business as well, Shayna. Um, every Monday at 6 a.m. I know it's early, but you're a business owner, so you need to get your butt up and get on this clubhouse. And so every Monday morning, I like to call it Boss Up Monday, because, we got to boss up our businesses in every area. And so every Monday, 6 a.m., we get on Clubhouse for 30 to 40 minutes only. We do not be on Clubhouse all day. We just do a 30 to 40-minute session. It's called Affirm, Align, Activate. And we affirm our businesses, align with scripture, and activate with prayer. And then we do like a brief business tip, and then we're going to work or wherever we go. And that is every week, 6 a.m. Central Standard on Clubhouse in the Fempreneur Club.
Now, do
Then,
you have is there a recording that you can hear later?
yes, I do have it on replay. Yes, yes. And then we have on Mondays as well our 9 o'clock Facebook Live in Girl Bosses United
I
support
don't
group.
think I'm in that group.
Yeah, and I do it from the
Am
well,
I?
you need to get in there. You
I
need to
need to
get
get
in
in
there.
that group.
Yes, and it's also streamed into our Fempreneur Society group
Okay.
on Facebook as well. So you get that in both of those groups. And then, of course, you can always go back and watch the replay on those as well. So, listen, y'all, I am making it really easy for you to gain insight on business. Just this morning, I had the tax doctor on in the group
I gotta go
giving
check that
us,
out.
yes, go look at it, Queen, go look at it. She gave some amazing tips on business taxes, how we should be um doing our accounts, how we should be separating our funds, the things that you need to be a legitimate business, the things that you should be doing to track your money and your tax planning. She gave some really good info. And
Yeah, I
so I
definitely
do
have to go
that.
back and see that.
Yeah. And so I bring women-owned business in to give us more insight, right?
Right.
And that's also free, always done in the group. It's either on the first um it's either on the first Monday or Tuesday of every month. I'll bring someone in. And this next month, we will be communicating, we will be discussing communicating effectively via video recording. So we have
Okay.
expert to come and teach us our best etiquette for video.
Yeah, I need to see that too.
Yes, me too. And and she's great. I actually did a video, I mean did a webinar with her. We were on the same panel and that was her topic. I was like, "Oh my god, this is so good." She gives you colors, the best colors to
Yeah.
wear, you know, your posture, your hairstyles,
Hmm.
what kind of chair you should be sitting in. She covers it all, baby. So yes,
Ooh,
we are,
okay. I need to
I just
listen,
tell
take
them
them
we are
tips and then
brilliant.
help some other people.
Yeah. Yes. So make sure you go and check out that business.
You need to send me them links to them groups, ma'am. So, because I
Certainly.
don't think I don't about to say I don't think I'm a part of any of those actually.
Okay. All right. I
So
definitely
definitely,
do
I
that.
would like to be in those so I can get those tips and stuff as well. Now, if you had a well, we all have future plans and goals.
Yes.
What is your next 3-year plan for your legacy? I call it. I ain't even gonna say for your business. Your legacy that you're leaving.
Yes. A 3-year plan, Sheena. I don't know. No, I'm just playing. My 3-year plan is to eventually have my own recording studio for my video. You know, I have my own TV show
Right.
and my podcast and all of that. So the goal is to have my own location to do that type of stuff. Also to purchase my house, um, and graduate my final son from high school.
Then you'll be the empty nest. But that is
Don't remind me.
definitely
Don't get me started too soon, Queen.
that is definitely awesome plans because you do have a lot, and to have your own studio that'll definitely put you in another elevation scale of
Yes,
what you already doing. So absolutely. Now, if you had to give people, because we have to market and brand ourselves,
yes.
so if you had to give them about 3 tips, what would be 3 tips that you would tell them to how to market or maybe brand themselves when they're just coming out trying to make it, establish themselves?
First, I want you to remember that you are your brand. You can have the most beautiful logo, all the great colors, all the wonderful graphics, but guess what? You're still your representation of your brand. So when you realize that and take that into account, make sure that you are representing your brand well in every way. Everywhere that you are, you should be representing your brand. And so that means, you know, putting your best positive foot forward, right? And so remember that you are your brand. Secondly, never stop promoting your business every day. If you are a social media person and you get on social media and you get up and you tell people good morning every day and you don't post about your brand, I'm gonna need you to get off of social media, because social media is good to greet your family and friends. Don't get me
Right.
wrong, but this is the best free advertising for your business. Use it the right way. All right. Number 3, let's see. You said a new business, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can give one for new and one for old.
All right. And for my old businesses, don't be afraid of change. As we grow and technology evolves, you are going to have to make some changes and preferably try to automate a lot of your business so that when you have to implement those changes, it's not hard for you. All right. So be adaptable to change, embrace it, and learn. Like, be a forever learner. If it's something that you don't know, get your butt on YouTube or buy a webinar or go take a course, whatever you have to do to become an expert in your field, do it. Do it. You will not be sorry, because that is what carries you. That is how you gain credibility, being an expert in your field. And then don't stop promoting. I'm not going to say that too many more times, but never stop promoting your business, guys.
Shoot. I had, because like when COVID came, I didn't know anything about Zoom and StreamYard. So you right. I YouTube and Googled a lot.
Yep. And call them people that you see that you know that know how to do it, and ask them. And if they want to charge you, pay them.
Listen, because at first, like doing, I'm like, what is this? And how am I supposed to use this?
Yeah.
But in my spare time, I still Google and YouTube things just to be able to understand the system I'm using.
Right.
You know?
And a lot of this stuff works together.
Right.
So you are doing yourself a disservice if you don't learn about these different systems.
Yeah. That is so true. We're gonna take a break right back, and we're gonna be right back. So sit tight.
Not anymore. Not anymore. My toxicness will stop me from loving myself or trusting others in my peaceful place. Not anymore. My lack of post-trauma is going to stop me from my future growth. Yes, not anymore. I know I'm powerful. I know I'm overcoming. I know I'm a positive. I know I'm loved. And yes, not anymore. I'm dope. Dedicated to other people's empowerment. I love my dopeness, and so should you.
Welcome back. As always, I thank y'all for tuning in for Testimonial Tuesday. And we are here with Nadia, that is dropping the gems and giving all the key things. So y'all better make sure y'all listening and go join them. And like she says, consistency. Don't stop. Even when you don't see the support, you still show up.
That's it. Do not stop.
Now, when you first started your business, could you tell us a time where you didn't feel like, you did, like, was there ever a point where you didn't think that you still wanted to do it? Did you want to stop? Like, did you have a day you wanted to give up?
But of course. Yeah. There have been several days like that, to be honest, but I will say that was prior to me actually putting all of my faith and my business in the hands of God. Once I did that, I was assured that whatever I went through, He was going to cover it, right? And the thing about entrepreneurship, you never know. Like, people with jobs on the 1st and the 15th, they know their check is coming, or whatever day they payroll is, they know that their check is going to be in the bank. As an entrepreneur, you never know. One day you might make $30, one day you might make $3,000. But what you have to do is put your money where it's supposed to be. So when you don't make what you need to make, you're already covered, right? So don't think when you have a big sale or something unexpected that you can go and blow that money. No, pay your bills.
True. Definitely, how you say, basically more or less use your money wisely, and remember that there'll be days when you might not make money that you're going to need money for. So you got to just be more wise with your money and your finances. Because, I always say entrepreneurship is not for the weak, because if you're not built for it, you'll be quickly ready to just be like, all right, I can't do this. I don't want to do this no more. Why am I still in this? So listen, I remember when I first started, and I was just like, what am I doing? Why?
What in the world was I thinking?
Right, like, what was I thinking? But at times I had to realize that, the books that I'm selling, the message that I'm giving, is somebody attached to it. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I can't give up now.
No,
because
you
I already
cannot.
started it, and I'm not one that starts and be like, okay, I'm not going to do it no more. I'm
Mm,
determined to see it to the end.
yeah. And that's how you gotta be. That's the thought process. And like I said, if you do the things that are necessary,
Right,
a lot of people, once they make one good check, they think they done made it. But no, you gotta keep going. You gotta
right,
keep going. And then you have to put in perspective, well, what did I do to get the big check? Right.
right.
And then you work on continuing to do that type of action so that you can continue to get big checks.
True. Now, let's talk about these TV shows and these podcasts and stuff. How did you decide to even do the TV shows and the podcasts? Like, because, we have the beauty, we have, like I said, entrepreneurs. So, how did you decide that from going from beauty to TV to podcasts? Like, how did you decide to go into all these
So,
avenues?
so as I said earlier, I visionaried my first anthology in 2020, and it was called What's Your Superpower Anthology. And it's a collection of stories um, of women telling their stories of overcoming adversity and pushing through to purpose, utilizing their God given superpower. And so, with that book, I was offered the TV show.
Okay.
Then, I was like, this is not, you sure, guy? Because I don't do TV. But, he quickly directed my path and said, listen, you want greater, right? So you have to step out of your comfort zone, because that's why people write books the majority of the time, is for it to go to another level in
Right.
media, right? And so I had to embrace that. I had to go through some things to make me step up my game, because I hated being on camera. I hated taking pictures. I hated public speaking. I still don't really care for public speaking, but we got to do what we got to do. And so that is how I got the TV show. And then once I started doing an open call for guests, it was a slew of women that wanted to be on the show. And for one reason or another, some of them I could air, some of them I could not. It could have been the quality wasn't all
Right.
that good, but the thing about it was their stories were amazing. And I felt like these cannot go unheard, because this can help someone. And so that's what made me start the podcast,
Okay.
so that I can continue to let these ladies' stories be heard, because that's a different level than TV. It's
Right.
also way more affordable to be able to put someone's story out on a podcast as
Right.
opposed to my TV station. And so that is how I got started in the TV and podcasting.
Yes. Now, since you wrote a book about what's your superpower, what is your superpower?
I believe my superpower is, I actually have a few, but
Okay.
I do believe that my superpower is being a visionary, like being able to be a forward thinker.
Mm-hmm.
And so that opens up opportunities for myself and anyone that is around me, because that creativity just sparks so many. That's why I have so many different areas that I work in, because I am a creative by nature. And so being able to see those different, aspects of everything, and then tying it in with being a stone bone entrepreneur, it just works well, and I
Right.
thank God for it.
Absolutely. So, how do they be a guest or connect with you as far as your TV show or your podcast? How are they able to reach out to you, say if they want to be a guest or if they want to be on your show?
Yes, you can go to www.whatsuperpower.com and all of the information is there. You can sign up. The podcast is a complimentary interview. I do not charge for my podcast interviews. And then the TV, of course, there is a charge for TV interviews. But all of that information is there on the website, whatsuperpower.com. You can sign up right there and you get graphics, you get the full works to be able to promote your show and everything. And then with the TV and the podcast, I also have a magazine.
I was about to bring that up. You took the words right out of my mouth. It was right here. I was like, power conversation.
Yes. And so with the magazine, that is just another outlet for visibility for entrepreneurs, business leaders, community leaders, anyone that's doing great things. It's really for men and women, but my target audience is women. So the majority of my magazine is female business owners and coaches and authors and just wonderful women.
Now, how did you decide to create the magazine, which is called The Power Conversation, correct?
Right.
So how did you get into how did you get into doing the magazine actually?
So in doing the TV show and the podcast, I created a media partnership with another visionary of books and a conference and different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so the magazine was another element that needed to be there for the visibility of these people that were coming on my podcast and my show, right? So I wanted to be able to give them the whole package, because when you are trying to be visible and when you're trying to market your business, there's certain things that you need. There's certain hits on your site that you need.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain things on Google. When someone like y'all, people still Google people. So you need.
Wait, before you go, my kids Googled me. Let me tell you. So mind you, not to cut you off, but when you said Google, I remembered my kid Google me. So mind you, I'm going to the bathroom, going, walking the halls, going to the laundry room, and I asked my daughter, I'm like, "What you doing?" She said, "Mommy, you're famous." I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "No, Mommy, you're famous." I said, I'm right here with you. So she said, "I Googled you." I said, "Why did you Google me and I'm in the house with you?" She said, "Because I wanted to see what it said."
Yeah.
He's like, "Mommy, you're famous. You're famous." I was like, "Okay, baby. Thank you." She said, "Mommy, you're Google." I said, "Yeah, I am. I told y'all that a long time ago." But yes, people do still Google.
People still Google, and you need something to come up, right? And so that was my thought process behind the magazine. Like, just give the full package. You already done did all this stuff you don't do.
Right.
And God has made a way,
Right.
So go ahead and do the full package. And then not to mention, with making that one media partnership brought along a few more, and so therefore I needed it. I really needed it to bring my business together, because
full circle.
Yeah, because it all works together.
Yeah. And I'm so proud of you. I'm in the magazine. So please make sure y'all go get y'all magazines.
Your magazine, Sheena, is in there, and her episode of the TV show is also coming up. So don't miss that. Hopefully within the next week or so. I got my internet together, so I should be able to work on it how I need to this week. But yes, we are happy for these opportunities, super excited for these opportunities, and grateful.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
I get to meet so many amazing women till it's like, oh my God, these women are super dope, right?
Yes.
So yes, I love it.
Absolutely. Now, before we let you go, can you have an award show coming up? Can we talk about the Empowerment Diva is what it's called, right?
Yes.
So
Well,
let's
before
let's
we
let's
get to
talk about.
that, can I talk about what it's included in?
Yes,
All right.
absolutely. I brought it up because then that way, we can talk about the whole thing all together. Absolutely.
Yes, yes. So, by it being March, International Women's Month, um, my organization, Sisters of Empowerment, host a week of empowering events for women and girls. And what we do is we also allow other women owned businesses or organizations to put their events in our lineup and we promote them collaboratively, right? And so we have our own lineup of events, but also included in the lineup is events from other female owned businesses and organizations. And so we normally do it the last week in March. And so this year it's March 20th through the 26th. And we have a whole week of virtual events that we're doing starting that Sunday, the 20th. Sunday, that is Self Care Sunday. So we are doing virtual where we post our favorite self care regimen and a selfie that day.
Okay.
So, and you just tag us and use our hashtag, which is WEW 2022. And so every day we have something like that going on. And then the in-person events include our kickoff brunch and our Empower Diva Awards and a networking mixer that is called Increase Your Net Worth
Mm,
by Using Your Network. All right.
nice.
So
Okay.
we have the amazing Kern Cherry coming to speak on that for the mixer. We also have her as our speaker for the one of our speakers, because we have 4 speakers for the brunch that cover mind, body, and spirit. Our
Mm,
theme for the week is Restore Her. We have been through so
yes.
much these last 2 years that have just drained us
Right.
mentally, physically, and spiritually.
Correct.
So we are coming to restore our ladies, restore you mind, body, and spirit. And then we're throwing in those business gems as well. So we also have a wellness forum on it's virtual. We have a women in business panel that's also virtual. But the Empower Diva Awards is a hybrid event. So it will be virtual and in person, and so will the brunch. So
Nice.
we're working on the mixer as well because
Right.
we really want people to get that message of increasing your net worth, utilizing
Yes.
your network. So, y'all, it's gonna be
It's
amazing.
gonna be lit.
Yes. So go and register. All of the events are listed on Eventbrite. So go there. If you type in Women's Empowerment Week, you should get the full list of events. If not, you can definitely go to my website, NadiaFrancois.com. I have a link there. You just click the Sisters of Empowerment link, or you can go to sistarsofempowerment.org. There is an A where the E is supposed to be in sister. So it's Sistars of Empowerment.org.
Mm. I love it. I'm so super excited for that.
Dude.
Especially the fact that I can't make it so I can do it virtually.
Yes,
And I
yes.
can post pictures and do hashtags. Like, listen, that's just
We
fun in
gonna have
itself without,
fun.
you know what I mean? Like, I
Yes,
can do a self-care mask and say, hey, I'm doing some self-care.
man.
So absolutely, like I love it. Y'all better go sign up because we all
Yes,
need that. Like it's so many times, like you said, it's so much going on to
yeah,
where we need to recoup and
yeah,
revive what we've been through in the last
yes,
2 years.
yeah.
So
Because
absolutely.
we just keep going and going and going,
Right.
but you need to be replenished
Yes.
because what that does is set you up for the next level,
Correct.
right? And so we are all trying to push to that next level, whether
Right.
it's going from 6 figures to 7 or 8,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's going from 5 figures to 6 or 7, or whatever it is. It may just be, it may not be monetary. It may
Right.
be just being able to network with like-minded women. It may be to
Mm-hmm.
get your brand out there. And listen, I have a special edition Fempreneur magazine, especially for the month of March and Women's History Month. So if you are a woman-owned business and you want to get some visibility for your business and your brand, you want to be a part of this magazine, because we are distributing this magazine that week. We are going to release the digital version at the brunch. So y'all, we got it all figured out for you. All you have to
Yes,
do is register. That's
that's
it.
it. All you got to do is go type, use your fingers,
Use
phone
your
or
finger.
computer, and just register. About two
Yes,
seconds. About 2 seconds.
absolutely.
Be good to go. I'm telling y'all better get connected and stop playing.
Come on
And
now, get plugged in.
listen, it's free. Like,
Yes,
it's not even a charge. And while y'all at it, being is free, make sure y'all donate.
yes,
Make sure
yes.
y'all
So
donate.
all proceeds, I'm glad you said that, because all proceeds, only one event, well, two events we are charging for entry,
Mhm.
and those are the in-person events, the networking mixer and the awards. And so all proceeds go to our scholarship fund. Every year, we give book scholarships to high school graduates that have been through our program. So, Sisters of Empowerment hosts uh, uh, Mr. and Miss Empowerment pageant for
Right.
years before the pandemic. And so we follow those children until they graduate, and then we give them scholarships. And so that is what we do with the proceeds from all of the events, because we do more than Women's Empowerment Week, but
Right.
all of the events that we do, that's what our proceeds go toward.
I am super ecstatic for everything you're doing, sis. I want you to continue to pour in, continue to do what you're doing, continue to feed the soul and elevate and level up. And I'm look, when you get that studio, I'm showing up like, okay, I'm ready for my interview. I'm here.
Yes.
Lights,
I'm
camera,
ready.
action. Let's
I'm ready.
go. Right.
Absolutely. I'm ready. I'm ready. I know God
Absolutely.
is going to do some
Yes.
amazing things in these days to come. And so I'm just embracing it. And like I said, once I decided to put my faith, my trust, my
Mhm.
business, my children, my everything on the path of God, letting Him guide me, letting Him lead me, letting Him show me and tell me what I should do within my business, within my family. It changed my life, y'all. And as you can see, I am still thriving. I'm happy. I'm pushing, and I still have illness, but
Right.
it doesn't affect me, because He has me in His hands, and He
Absolutely.
has ordained what I'm supposed to be doing. So it's not work for me.
Right. It's a passion. It's happiness. Like you just it's showing up because it's
Yes,
what you love to do.
yes,
So absolutely. So can you tell the viewers how to connect with you, how to follow you, and in one positive thing to leave them with for the rest of the week?
absolutely. So you can reach me. I'm gonna make this very simple. You can reach me on my website, my personal website, NadiaFrancois.com. There on that website, you can connect to all of my social media platforms. You can also connect with all of my businesses and see all of my upcoming books and everything that I have going on, because we didn't even mention some of the stuff that I
I
do.
know. Well, I'm gonna have to have
But
you back.
we
I'm gonna
could
have to
be
have
here
you
all
back.
night.
Listen, I'm gonna have to have you back.
Yeah, bring me back. I'll come back.
Absolutely.
But you can go there and just get filled in with all of the things that I do, and also connect with these business platforms that I have, y'all. Like I said, if you sign up for my email list, then you'll get on the list, and I send out these free resources every week. So, get on the email list. Follow me on social media, of course, for my TV, WYSP_TV on Instagram, WYSP TV on Facebook, Power Conversations Magazine and Podcast on Facebook, and on Instagram, my mothership page is Eris International. And so that is HEIRESINTL on Instagram.
A woman with many hats.
Yes. And my final thoughts to leave you guys with is don't let anyone tell you what you cannot do. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you.
Amen. And as always, Nadia, I appreciate you coming by. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you just stopping through and dropping the jewels and just blessing us at Testimonial Tuesday. And yeah, we definitely got to have you back because no, we did not talk about everything. Because listen, I told you you're a woman of many hats. So we listen, we only can give them a little at a time.
Yes. We don't want to overwhelm the people.
Right. Little at a time. A little at a time, and then you gotta with people, some people with their concentration, you only can give them but so
right
much.
Just sprinkle it out.
Sprinkle it out.
Y'all to make sure,
right,
if you want to dip your finger in a taste of Nadia, make sure that you register for Women's Empowerment Week, and you will be blown away by the experience that you will receive and the support, because that, like I said earlier, this is a collaborative unity effort for female business owners, y'all. We are trying to unify our people, unify the kingdom, unify the women. Let's do this.
Right, absolutely. As always, sis, I thank you for coming. We will have you back. And make sure, because I'm sure when you come back, you're probably gonna have about 20 other businesses then too.
I probably will. No, I probably will just have one more. Okay. Because I really am working on blowing up what I have already, right? Gotcha. And then moving to the next thing. So I'm gonna be tiptoeing a little while before I put my
elevate. I'll be the one elevating right behind you.
Yes, come on, sis. Come on. Absolutely. And that's why I do what I do. A lot of people be like, why do you give all that free information? Why are you telling people because it's not for me.
Right.
Because it's not for me. It's for the people. So I want y'all to get this information, y'all. I do charge for a lot of my services, but I have a lot of free resources for you to just even grow your business or start your business or wherever, even if you just need to do some research. Come on the page and get that information.
Absolutely. That's where I started.
Yep.
So thank you, sis. And if you want to stay in in the studio for the other interview, you're more than welcome.
Well, my kids are asking me, am I done with the internet?
They're like,
look, they already texted me like, are you done? So I guess I'll get off.
Like, get off.
Work. So I guess I'll get off and let them do their work. But I will join in on my phone and chime in for the next interview.
Thank you. And while you chiming in, make sure you go and text, put your whole thing, because some people, they'll hear you, but just drop it in the chat too.
Okay, will do.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you again, hon.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Queen. Good night, guys.
Good night. So, guys, we thank Nadia for tuning in. I thank everybody, and we have another guest. Her name is Candice. Are y'all ready? Hello. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I am awesome. It is good to see you again. Thank you for coming to Testimonial Tuesday, hon. So can you tell the people a little bit about who you are and where you're from?
Sure. Well, I'm Candice Gillian. I go by Glacia 2002 on social media, such as Instagram, Twitter. I go by Candice Candora Quinia on Facebook. But yeah, I'm just kind of getting my feet wet. I just released my book. It's called Candice's Random Musings. It's just a short little book about poems that I've written. Just kind of helped me get through some issues that I've been struggling kind of with. Not totally like overloading, but just enough just to kind of an outlet. So it's been very fun. I've been trying to get my Zoom character services up and running. I have my store that's online for my own branded logo, apparel and home goods, cell phone accessories, you name it, I got it on there.
You do. I've seen your website. It's very awesome.
I know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It's like the Zoom character services. I did that myself.
Nice.
And thank you. It took a little bit to figure out what I wanted on there, but I had enough pictures and characters to kind of showcase what people can expect to see. So
Now, it sounds like it's been fun. Can you tell us a little bit of what you've been working through?
Sure.
If you want to share.
Yeah, no, it's totally great. I have mental illness. I don't know if anybody knows that. If they see it on my Facebook, I'll see like kind of like throw it out here and there. I got out of the hospital a couple weeks ago. I was there for like 2.5 weeks. So journaling was a very good outlet. In fact, some of the poems are in that book recently that I just released on Amazon is where you can find it. You can just, or search for it. But yeah, like it was just kind of, I mean, I've had some poems before and everybody's seen my songs and in fact my EP is going to be coming out here soon as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so
get me that EP.
I know, right? I've had some collaborations, so that was very awesome. And the poems are actually the versions of those songs as well. Okay. So that's kind of cool in a way that you wouldn't expect it because it doesn't have the melody, but it's still longer form for the songs. But I just kind of condensed it and just flowed with it and not just repeating anything. Just like this is just kind of how it is.
Now, when are you dropping your EP?
I'm doing it March 18th.
Okay, that's soon. That's next week.
Yeah,
next
I know,
week,
right?
Friday, I think it is.
Yeah, I've been a lot of cool things. Cool things. So
now, what is the name of your poetry book?
It's Candice's Random Musings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the album and the poetry book, do they have the same content or they're different?
They do have the same content.
Okay.
But the songs they actually have melody or I'm doing a cappella. It just all depends on what the vibe was that I was doing and who I was collaborating with. There's 2 songs on the EP that are a cappella, and then there's 2 songs that actually have music with them.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I collaborated with Joe Vitale and Chris Wintrip. Joe Vitale has been a longtime friend of my family. My second stepdad passed away, but they were in a band together since the 60s. So they've known each other growing up since the 60s, and they toured around with the Beach Boys. And Joe, he's a famous drummer. He's done with a lot of different celebrities. He's been in Ricky the Flash movie, so he's a celebrity drummer. In my song, he's playing the keyboard.
Okay.
I Miss You, yeah. And Chris Wintrip is doing the computer. He's doing all these instrumental things inside. Oh, hi, Dinah. Is it Dinah or Dina?
It's Dina.
Dina. Hi, Dina. How are you doing? Nice tuning in. But yeah, I just wrote all this stuff myself and just kind of free flowing it.
That is totally awesome. Yeah. I'm excited. I can't wait for it to come out.
Yeah. One of them is called Invisible Stranger. Now, this is the most besides Grandpa, I Miss You. Because my grandpa passed away back in August of last year. But Invisible Stranger is one of them that really resonates especially people with schizophrenia.
Right.
I have schizophrenia. I have seizures, myoclonus, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Depression, anxiety, and insomnia is the biggest one. It's like no sleep. So
Yeah, I definitely understand that. And when that happens,
right,
it is not fun because it's like you up and then you still can't sleep during the day either. So it's like you come into a manic stage, and
right,
so I definitely understand.
right. Well, like I felt like because I've had voices, but they've been gone away, thankfully. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you're here too, Tina. But so like I wanted to, like I felt like somebody was after me because like my family, I have an uncle who's like paranoid schizophrenic as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not totally paranoid, but I've learned to live with it with other the conditions.
Now, how do you deal with the fact is, like, cause we're artists. So
Mhm.
with your artistic skills and, dealing with the mental illness, like does it conflict with when you try to write it all?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Like I just write like how I feel, and then
Mm-hmm.
it just kind of comes with a hook
Right.
eventually. I just like, oh, this sounds good when I'm
Right.
like just writing something. And I'm like, oh, I need to write this down. So I'm
Yeah.
always carrying like a journal with me. I always have my phone. I have a voice recorder on me on my phone, and I'm always doing something. And
Absolutely.
but yeah, like with the Invisible Stranger, like somebody's always, it feels like somebody's out to get you. Like with the
Right.
voices, it could be
Yeah.
just like one or two, or even multiple. And it's not just one
Mm-hmm.
time; it's all the time.
Yes.
And it's hard for me to drive because I've been in a couple of car accidents,
Okay.
and so I
Because
can't drive
because
at
of
all.
the invisible person that you're hearing.
Right,
Gotcha.
right. I mean, for the most part, I'm okay, like short
Mm-hmm.
distances, but long distances I can't do. I it's not like I totally blank out, but
Right.
it's just it's hard to concentrate, right? So Invisible Stranger is totally like somebody out to get me all the time, and I'm just like, hey, they hurt me in ways that nobody can see,
Right.
and hear and do things that nobody else can do, kind of vibe, and it's just like they don't realize, people don't want to believe what's going on. They don't want to
Mm-hmm.
even acknowledge what's going on. They just different things.
Right.
And like but I do have happier tones
Yes,
in the
absolutely.
book.
But I love it because it's so transparent, and there are people
Right.
that truly deal with this, and people don't understand,
Right.
what is happening.
Right.
And and I can say from my point of view, I've been around and actually dated somebody that has schizophrenia, but they were actually in denial with theirs.
Oh.
So when they were going through it, I was trying to get them help, but they didn't want to go and get the
Yeah.
help that needed to be sought with it. I was more of a
Right.
where they blamed me for everything that went wrong.
Oh, that has to be
Yeah.
hard.
It
Oh
was,
my
it
gosh.
was, but I definitely
Unfortunate.
understand what you're saying as far as with the voices and stuff, because I see the difference in the person when they were going through the episodes and stuff, that when things were happening, they became a totally different person.
Oh yeah.
So
Instantly.
I understand everything you're saying just from a different point of view.
Right, right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Usually, like, I don't even acknowledge, like, when I'm out and about, I try to make somebody
Mhm.
else's day better, and
Right.
I'm trying to be happy as can be. It's so, when they were evaluating me at the hospital, it was just like they're like, what are you doing? Kind of,
Right.
you're so happy all the
Right.
time. But I'm like, I gotta check out, and see what's going
That's
on. And you never know, because like
right.
it might be something totally physical as well.
True.
And because like my body was like there's somebody inside me, like they're pedaling, and they're like,
Okay.
oh, you must be pregnant. I'm like, no, there's no way.
She said, nope, not that one.
No,
She said, nope, try again.
no, I'm still a virgin, so there's no way.
So yeah, no, definitely that's a no.
Yeah, right. But they have to check, because
Right.
they're like, oh, it sounds like a baby, you
Mm-hmm.
you don't realize it,
Right.
you don't know. I'm like,
Right.
oh, I think I know. But
Yeah, like you should know your body, but you know how the
right,
doctors go. They be like, "You
no,
sure?" Yeah, I'm very sure. I
right,
understand what's
right,
going on.
right.
So I
So,
definitely understand.
but I'm glad they do check,
Yeah,
because there might be something else going
going
on that
on.
might feel that way,
Right.
the way I describe it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, but yeah, it was like somebody, like when we're driving, it's like somebody's driving me around, and I'm like, whoa, and then they're like moving me around, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what is this? I mean, I feel things that nobody else ever,
Feel.
ever hurt and feel. Yeah, it's just
Right.
weird, like visual, physically can feel it
Mm-hmm.
in my body, and vibrations, sound blast, whatever you want to call it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely an outlet that I wanted to help other people with as well, because you never know, it might help
Right.
somebody else,
And that's
and I just
absolutely
like
true. It's absolutely true.
mhm.
So what other pieces did you have? Because you said it was the invisible man. What was it called? The invisible
Invisible stranger,
invisible
invisible
stranger.
stranger.
So what other
Yeah.
pieces did you write about when while you were doing those
Oh,
your collab, like not your collaboration, but your book, like what other pieces did you entailed into your book?
sure. I have a restart where we just need somebody to like just hit the restart button.
Okay.
Like we just go back to the world where we were all happy and we
Right.
were just this the best thing ever, it's like what the heck happened?
Right.
So I'm like, restart, we just need to restart. So
Right.
just different things. And then I have
Yeah.
some love poetry, some lovey-dovey stuff. Just kind
Okay,
of go with her.
some lovey-dovey stuff. So is Miss Candice in love over there? Are
Um,
you-
I have the biggest crush on Ronan Farrow. I don't know if anybody knows. He is like the most amazing person that I've ever seen, and hopefully one day I'll get to meet my idol.
Well, hopefully,
Yeah, I
listen.
know.
Look, please make sure you inbox me. Be like, hey, I finally met him. Listen, let me know because I want to know if you met him because you already said on live that is your biggest crush and you want to meet him. So it's out there now.
I know, right?
I don't know if you've seen it, but Diane said you are so courageous.
Yeah, thank you. I'm
So
glad that it helps other people, and when they see
it
this,
does.
they'll be like, "Hey, I gotta read this," and yay, there we go, yay, right?
Yay.
Hopefully,
Right.
and it's the whole thing. They're gonna buy my book, but like, I want them to, of course, we want them to feel something and
Right.
resonate with them. But it's like,
Yes.
hey, she went through it. She's going through it.
Mm-hmm.
I can go through it, and
Right.
I'm okay. She's okay,
Right.
and I can be
And
okay as well. That's exactly
absolutely.
right. That's what I'm going through,
Yeah.
or they say, hey, this is what I know somebody like you were talking
Mm-hmm.
about earlier,
Right.
and just recognizes just some signs or whatever, or
Mm-hmm.
just even it's a shred of normalcy,
Right.
or just feel like somebody cares and
And
somebody
understands.
understands what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Right.
right,
Because when it comes to this, it's so many times they'll look at you different, or they'll have some type of false pretense judgment beforehand.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
And I get it. So this is why I say I understand. Like,
Mhm.
and I'm happy that you're able to talk about it, and
Oh
you
yeah,
have artistic pieces for people to be able to listen to, and they can connect with and understand that you're not alone. Like it's people out here that's going through the same thing that you might not understand that you're dealing with.
right,
So,
right.
absolutely.
That's why I'm just so glad that people like hopefully everybody can write some reviews about it since it just came out here in the past
Now,
week.
it's on Amazon, correct?
Yes. Yes.
She
So
said,
I'm
yes, I'm an
so
artist too. She said our journey is important as our art. Correct.
right. Right. Yeah, ain't that the truth?
And
Oh
then
my
you had
God.
somebody said, "Thank you, ladies. Train is here. We will watch this again soon." Ah, absolutely.
Oh,
Thank you.
hey, there you go. Hey, if you could help somebody or send them my way, hey, why not? You know, like I said,
Right.
my book is
Absolutely.
called Candice Random and Musings, and it's on Amazon, like we were talking about.
And you
But
said your album is coming out March 18th, correct?
right, yeah, it's
Now, that's going to be on Spotify. Is it going to be on like all the platforms in all to be
everywhere.
able to stream? Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I was excited, and it's gonna be like,
It
oh,
sounds exciting. She said, "Congratulations." It
yeah,
sounds exciting. Like,
it's gonna
because I
be,
know what it is, because I actually did an album too. So, like, to be able to, it's coming out and it's about to be here. I'm excited for you.
oh, you're so
I am so
sweet.
excited for you because like it's like you birthed a new baby.
Yeah, right,
Without birthing a real baby, it's your baby. And it's
right.
like,
It is.
your book came out, so we got that, and now we birthing the CD. And it basically shows your personality of who you are and your artistic skills, and be able to have people to connect genuinely to what you're doing.
Oh yes,
So
and I'm
I'm just
also
super excited
excited.
for you.
My new show is gonna be coming out as
Oh,
well.
so what's the show? Tell me about the show.
Okay, this has been something, a labor of love. As we were talking
Okay.
about with the baby, literally a labor of love.
Okay.
It's called Zoom Meetings with Candy. It's kind of like it's
Nice.
down here, like on StreamYard, but StreamYard, but it's gonna have a lot of different places that I've kind of been to around here in Canton, Ohio, and Akron,
Okay.
Ohio, and
Oh.
I'm going to different other locations as well. It's a little bit. It's a variety show. It's
Wow.
educational.
Okay.
It's totally G-rated, so anybody
You
can
said
watch
it's
it.
totally okay.
Yeah,
So,
definitely for families.
nice.
Yeah, and
I'm
it's
definitely can't wait.
mm-hmm. My
I'm
first
super excited.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, thank you. Well, my first episode is with the Akron Zoo. So we have a lot of animals that we're talking about. There's some new ones that they just came to the zoo. And there's some that was
Okay.
actually birthed at the zoo that um just a couple months ago. So I'm really, really excited to showcase that and have people, it's a variety show, as like comedy, as cooking, as exercising, dancing, you name it, it's got it in there. So
Oh,
I'm
see.
really,
Oh, we just about to get all the entertainment.
I know, right? Plus I'm doing some voiceovers. I'm going to be
Oh,
filming
nice.
a couple movies and a couple TV shows as well when I go to Atlanta here at the end of the month and beginning of next month. So it
That
just
sounds very exciting, and I'm so excited for you, Candice.
hey,
I am so excited. So we got the book that's already out, which is on Amazon.
right,
We got the album coming out March 18th.
right.
And then we have the show coming out soon next month or just
Yeah.
sometime this year.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna tentatively have April 5th.
Okay.
Because I'm also gonna be on Hulu or Amazon's, or excuse me, Disney's Hulu advertisements as well. So
Okay.
it's just planning and money production wise. So like I said, tentatively it's gonna be like
Yeah.
April 5th. I'm trying to get it as soon as done everything by the end of the month and out the world, but most likely April 5th is probably when it's going to come out.
I am so excited for you. Can you tell everybody how to follow you, connect with you, and leave one positive word for them for the rest of the week?
Sure. Believe in yourself. Just journal, write stuff down, that how you feel, and is an outlet, because that was the best lifesaver for me. I was constantly just writing it all out. I mean, people thought I was kind of crazy because I was always carrying
Really?
my journal. Yeah, I was like the only one carrying a journal around. But I was kind of sharing on my poetry just kind of get their feedback.
Right.
So, and that's the best medicine too, is, to talk about,
Absolutely.
get the feedback, say, hey, what do you think about this? Should I
Right.
release this? What would you say, or what would you tell me how you feel, or just other people was fun to understand and welcome, different perspectives. And that's all it
Yes,
is, it's about
absolutely.
perspective. But yeah, I'm on social media, everybody. I'm Candice Gillian. I go by Glacia 2002. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. So come find me.
Right. Come find her. Please follow her. She has her book out on Amazon. She has her album coming out on the 18th, and her show will be here in April, tentatively. And I'm praying it'll be April because I'm ready to see it too.
Yeah.
I am so proud of you, and I'm excited that you came by and you visit us on Testimonial Tuesday. And I want to
Yes.
thank you. And I mean, when your show come out, we definitely probably gonna have to get you back on here so we can talk about the show and
Yes.
stuff and the album. And probably with the album, we'll have probably even get the hair snippet.
Yes. Here's some
So
snippets and some. Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
So I'm
Ditties.
definitely super excited. And I thank you for stopping by with us.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
anytime, just connect with me, and
Oh yeah.
let me know when you want to come back on the show. It's the doors is always open.
Oh, thank you so
Okay,
much.
no
Mwah.
problem.
Thank you,
You have a
everybody.
good one, hon.
Aw. Yeah.
Hi guys, we have one more guest tonight, and her name is Miss Joy. Hi, Miss Joy. How are you, honey? Can
Hello,
you hear me?
sweetheart.
Hi, how you doing? Welcome to Testimonial Tuesday.
Thank you for the invite.
You're very welcome. So, can you tell everybody who you are and where you're from?
My name is Joy Knott. I'm from Austin, Texas.
Nice. So, this is Testimonial Tuesday. So, can you tell us like a part of just share some of your testimony on, where you came from and where you, like basically where you, in status or where you are right now in your life?
Yes. I'm born and raised from Austin, Texas. My parents' names are my father's name is Elsie Knox. He's deceased, and my mother's name is Joyce Clark, and she's still living. And my testimony is that God brought me up out of some things that I never thought I would be able to see. The things that the Word of God says, sin will take you further than you want to go. I don't know if it's from the Word of God or if somebody said it, but I know one thing about it, that sin will take you further than you want to go. And I was
Absolutely.
introduced to the lifestyle at an early age. At 13 years old, I ended up running away from home, and I ran into the arms of an older man. And by doing that, he taught me a lot of things uh, that I should do and what I shouldn't do. And it led to other things. We had a child. My son, his name was Ante. He's deceased. He was found murdered March the 6th, 2015 in Austin, Texas, dead in a car at McDonald's on 290. And my nephew was murdered in 2014, and his father was murdered in 1988. So, my story began I wrote a book, and I wrote the book in 2014. And 2015, God gave me the ministry right after my son was murdered. It birthed out a ministry within me. And the ministry was, for me to, stay on track, not to allow distractions, not to, live a life, unprivileged. And if other people have it, it's not that I wanted to live with the Joneses, but
Right.
the Word of God says that if He can do it for one person, He can do it for the next. And that's in Ephesians 6. So basically, what birthed out for me was I had to have some hope in myself. I had to dig inside of me and get some joy. My name is Joy, but some kind of way down within that sin I was in, I lost my joy. I lost my light, and I was in a dark place, a very dark place, and I didn't know how to get out. And the only way I was able to get out was to get on my knees and pray. So I believe that it took a lot of much prayer, crying, and fasting to get me to where I'm at today. And I'm real grateful for the opportunity, because I always say this to people. I'm glad about the journey. How about you? And the journey is for all of us. We might not start at the same place, and we might not all end up at the same place, but we on the path that leads us to a place where we need to be. Basically, the God of your understanding to break it down. So I just really just like to say that I thank God for everything that He has done for me. I thank the people that I'm meeting. The wrong people have to leave out of your life in order for the good people to show up.
Right.
That's including family or friends or all, because you got to be able to detect when people are for you for real, or not. And I'm just one of the type of people that I'm a real personal person. I'm not a people pleaser, but I'm a people person. And it's a difference because of the fact a lot of times people would get upset with me because of the fact I'm bold. I'm going to say what I need to say. And a lot of people say, well, you talk too much. Why are you talking like that? And I say, I have a radio announcing voice. I say, so if you can't, get with it, then that's you. I'm not trying to be mean or nothing or ugly. That's just who I am. And, a lot of people, and it's just for me, I have to get used to people telling me that. And it hurts. It makes me feel bad because why do I have to, change who I am to be you? Why? To fit in with you. For me to get along with you, I have to put my values and my standards down to please you, and I'm not gonna do that. I refuse to do that. I'm not to be broke like that. So basically, it makes a lot of people mad, and that's not my intention to get people mad. My intention is to bring the joy. I like to see the twinkle in other people's eyes, just as well as me.
So what was the name of the book that you published, and is it on Amazon?
No, I haven't. I need to re-edit it, and so I can publish it. I'm in the process of doing that. The name of my book is called Time Has Come. The Time Has Come. And it's about abuse.
Okay.
It's about violence. And I used to be in a very abusive relationship for 10.5 years. And it was terrible. And one night he was beating me. And my children were there. They were small. My oldest was 5 at the time. And I had my middle son, I think he was like 3, 2 or 3. And my baby was a baby in Pampers. And the guy was beating me with an iron pole from the top of my head to the soles of my feet. And my children ran in to try to stop. And he took one and threw him against the wall. And he took the other one and hit him across the stomach. And I don't remember what I picked up, but whatever I did, the mother bear came out, and I was like, I remember saying these words: "You've been beating me all these years for 10.5 years, but you will not put your hands on my children." And that's all I remember. And when I woke up, I was in jail.
So wait. You got arrested?
I got arrested.
Wow.
But when I got arrested, I went to prison. And when I got to prison, Safe Place got me out. They got my mother was a sheriff for 24 years. And she told them that I was not the aggressor that he was.
Right.
So I've been out of prison for 29 years.
Now, how long did you have to serve?
The sentence that they gave me was 2.5 years. They gave me a 2.5-year sentence. And they lost my paperwork.
Wow.
I think I did a year. And then when I did the year, I came out. and they gave me parole. I've been out since 19. I went back again in 89. Then when I got out, I never did go back again. I've been out of prison for 29 years.
Now, why did you go back again for the second time? What was happening with that?
A revoke of probation.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is a powerful story.
Thank you.
So, after going through all of that and, now taking the steps to be a better version of yourself, what advice could you tell anybody that might have been in a domestic violence situation or in, just in general being abused?
I would tell that person or individual to always, if you can't find somebody that you can trust, go to a school. Tell somebody, that what you're going through. If you can't talk to a family member and tell a family member what you're going through, you could be in the grocery store. You could give somebody a note. You can go to a teller. You can go to, somewhere. Pick up a phone. If you can't call 911, it's ways and means you can make a way to escape. If you don't open your mouth, because your voice is powerful.
Right.
And I want to tell women all around this world and this nation that you are valid, your voice is valuable, and you deserve to talk. A lot of people don't want you to talk. They want to shut you down because they don't like the way you talk. They don't like the way you dress. They don't like your weight. Peer pressure. I'm not worried about that. I am who I am. I know whom I belong to. And that's all that counts.
So what is your goal for your book that's coming out since you're re-editing it and everything? What is your goal? I know you're going to you're going to get it published, but what goals do you have for it after you publish it?
My goal is to achieve that, a lot of people that have been abused, like in the state hospital and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
they don't have a voice. It's a lot of people that want to have an opportunity to just tell somebody what happened. Right. And they're afraid to tell somebody what happened. And I speak for the voiceless ones. I don't just speak for myself. So my book is not just for me, it's for others as well.
What type of impact are you trying to make?
I want to let abused women that's caught up in trafficking, prostitution, drugs. I want to let them know that there's a way out. And I haven't been homeless in 19 years. I was kicked out on the streets of Austin, Texas. And I woke up I prayed. And I woke up I have mental health issues too. So I woke up in a box. And then before I came out the box, I said, God, I don't know where I'm at, what's going on, but could you please send me some help? I come out the box. When I came out the box, it was 5 white people walking towards me. And this is the first thing I said, oh my God, what have I done? And they say, no, we're here to help. I say, who are y'all? They say, we are a team that they put together, and we came out to reach and find mental health patients that are homeless. And she said, if you want us to help you, so they rescued me off the streets of Austin, Texas. If you want our help, they say, come with us. And I went with them, and I haven't been homeless ever since. Thank the Lord.
And that's awesome. That is so awesome, because so many times people are still out in the streets and still trying to figure life out and still going through different things. So I'm very happy that your goal is to, speak for the people that can't speak for themselves. You give a voice for the people that are voiceless, and also for the ones that just are not ready to speak, because so many times people are going through things and they're just not ready to put their story out there. So I commend you for being and creating a platform for people that can't speak for themselves, and be that advocate for the people that need a voice to speak for them.
Yes. Thank you.
Do you have a particular date on when you're planning on putting the book back out?
Well, I'm interested in some help, and I know that if you don't ask, you won't receive. So I'm knocking at the door, asking people for
Mm-hmm.
help. I also have a learning disability. I have a lot of challenges,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not trying to be. I don't want nobody to feel pity on me. Everybody has their different intelligence and levels and stuff. And like one of my therapists told me, she said, "You're just intelligent, just the way you are. You're the way God made you to be." So I have to accept exactly who I am and where I'm at in life, and I know that. And so I don't own the mental health. I don't own the disability. I don't own the handicap, but I do own who I am, the woman that I become, and the person who I am. And if I don't let people know who I am, how are they gonna ever get to know me?
Right.
Exactly. You know.
That is so awesome, Miss Joy. I thank you for coming on the platform and being able to share your testimony,
Thank you.
share, what your mission is, and just being able to get the word out there that you showing up for you.
Yes.
So leave one positive thing for the people for the rest of the week. And also, if people want to follow you, tell them how to connect with you.
Okay. My email address is JoyKnotts, the number 29 at iCloud.com. And what I want to leave with everybody is that if you believe in yourself and you believe that you can do it, you'll be able to do it. Just put your mind to it, give them all you got, and shoot your best shot.
Thank
And
you.
Facebook.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Precious.
It's been a joy to have you. And anytime you want to come back, once the book comes out, we can definitely come back, do an interview about the book. You can share a piece from your book and all that endeavors. So definitely I will stay connected with you to make sure that, we get you out here and get you any help that you need as well as far as publishing this book.
Thank you. And I just thank you for showing your love and your kindness. And I really appreciate everything.
No problem.
Thank you.
All right, guys. I thank you for tuning in for Testimonial Tuesday. Yes, we've had 3 awesome guests in here today. We had Nadia, we had Candice, and we had Miss Joy. As always, I thank you for tuning in. We will be back next week with another awesome guest. So make sure you're tuned in for Testimonial Tuesday. Next Tuesday at 8 o'clock, we will be here live in effect. Y'all have a good one, and I thank you for tuning in.
Join host Sheena Gerdine and Lyrical 7 for Testimonial. Join host Sheena Gerdine and Lyrical 7 for Testimonial Tuesdays for 3 Tuesdays of each month. The testimonies that their guests give are not only life-changing, but they are also powerful and emotional as well. So please, join us as we go on this testimonial journey.